Let us look at pivot tables today. During my last session, I had shown you what are the basics of pivot table. Today we'll look at one step ahead. First, let us understand what is the data which is available here. Here we have a transactional data for a automobile company which sells toys, and all of these toys are automobile related. So if you see here, the product line shows us classic cars, planes, ships, trains, trucks, buses, vintage cars. And if you see the MSRP for these products, these are 95, 33. So these are all toys. Now, what other information do we have here in this table? We have the status of the orders, whether they are shipped, cancelled, or on hold or under process. We have the quantity ordered. Then we have the price that we have collected from these customers. Yes. Apart from this, we have the customer name, their address, city, their postal codes. Also the type of dealer size. If you see here, deal size, okay, not dealer size, deal size. So if the deal size is small or large, we can make out from this particular table. Now let us see the size of this table. Here we have total rows 2824 and close to, we can say here, 17, sorry, 20 columns here. So we have close to 23,000 rows and 17 columns. Now as a humanly it is not possible us to crunch all this data, so we'll take help of pivot table to summarize this data. Let us go into pivot table. We'll click on this option available in insert. To create a pivot table, we just need to click anywhere within the table. Then we have to click on the pivot table option here. It will ask us where do you want to place the pivot table, and also it will ask us if you want to change the date range. Here we don't want to change anything, so we'll click on OK. So in the next new sheet, we find the pivot table canvas on the left, and on the right we have the field details. So if you see here, we have the fields, and in the bottom we have the box. We can change the layout from here as per our wish. I generally prefer using this one because here we can see all the fields in a larger glance. Let us quickly make one simple table. So we have a year ID, month ID. Let us take the year ID to rows. So 2003, 4 and 5. And what is the orders received in this particular years? So if you see here, we got 34,612 total orders in 2003. It increased to 2004. Then in 2005 it decreased. Now if you want to have a drill down of this particular year at month level, we just have to simply put month below the year ID. So you can see the entire order is split right now based on the month ID. Okay. Now here we can see that this data table is still 5th month of 2005. That is why we were finding the trend that the orders have dropped in 2005. So that is not the case here. This one information we got just by drilling. Let us, if this particular granularity of month is on the higher side, we can take back the month and we can pull in the quarters to have a better glance or better summary. Okay. Now this is basic use of pivot table where we can drag and drop fields and we can try to understand or summarize what is the, what is that particular field talking about, or what is the average that we are doing, what is the trend. So here we were seeing a trend. You can see here the highest orders we had received were on quarter 4 in each year. This is a basic trend here that we see. Now if we try to rearrange this, we take the year to columns, you can see that highest orders were in quarter 4 itself. So quarter 4 is a high order quarter for this particular business, right? Let us now try to understand something which is not but obvious. So in the previous data sheet that we were discussing, let us go to the data sheet here. Here we can see that there is MSRP of 95. In some cases we have sold above MSRP. Yes, like here 98.57 was the price we have received versus the MSRP of 95. In some cases like 100, but in other cases we have sold below our MSRP, that maximum retail price. Okay, now if you want to understand what is the difference, like what is the total difference which we have sold higher than our MSRP or lower than our MSRP, then how do we do that? Okay, the ideal or the old way to do was to add a difference, right? Like I have put up a column here with difference amount. If this difference amount we have was not there, then how do we do? Okay, the old school way is to add a column, calculate the difference of this MSRP with this, so we get negative, so we sold higher than our MSRP, right? Now suppose this column was not there, or suppose we wanted to automate this particular task, then what we can do is we can go to pivot table, we go to analyze, we can go to field items and sets. Here we'll have a field called calculated field. So this, from here we can automate this particular task of calculation. We can write difference between MSRP and our selling price, maybe SP. So what we'll do, we will take the difference of MSRP and we'll take the quantity, sorry, the price achieved, and we can multiply this entire difference with quantity ordered. So what this is going to do is, this way at every row level, at every row, this will do this calculation. This will subtract the MSRP from price each and multiply with the corresponding order. Then it will do a sum of all of those. Okay. So now we can do a sum of the entire thing and we can click on OK. So now you got the value directly without having to work on any manual task. Suppose if I pull it back, I can always bring this from this particular field set, where you can see in the bottom the difference between MSRP is there. You just have to bring it here in the values column. You can also see that this particular field is not available anywhere in the datasheet. It is just a calculated field. Just like formulas, it is stored somewhere in your sheet and it comes up when you put it in the values field. I hope this clears you, okay, and gives you a further new perspective of using pivot tables. We'll look at new concepts in next video. Thank you.